Okay, hello, good morning to all. So in the last class we discussed about the step 1 and step 2 of the instructions how to execute of this the complete instructions. So now they're going to discuss in the step 3 has been delayed until the MFC is received. Once MFC is received, that means memory function control is received, the word fetch from the memory is transferred to the instruction register. Because it is an instruction, step 1 through 3 constitute the instruction fetch phase of the control sequence. The instruction fetch portion is same for all instruction. Next step inwards, instruction execution phase takes place. As soon as the instruction register is loaded with instruction, the instruction decoding circuits interprets its contents, and this enables the control circuits to choose the appropriate signal for the remainder of the control sequence, step 4 to 8. So, which we refers so as to execution phase. To design the control sequence of execution phase, it is needed to have the knowledge of the internal structure and instruction format of the PU. Secondary or processor unit. Secondly, the length of instruction phase is different for different instruction. So in this example, we have assumed the following instruction format. So in step 5, the destination field of instruction register, which contains the address of the register R1, is used to transfer the contents of register R1 to register Y and wait for again MFC or memory function complete. When the read operation is completed, the memory operand is available in MDR. In step 6, the result of addition operation is performed in this step, and in step 7, the result of addition operation is transferred from temporary register Z to the destination register R1 in this step. So Z is used here as a temporary register which holds the data for the temporarily. That means you are manipulating the data. You are suppose say a plus b. That means it stores the operand temporarily, and after the completion of the result, that means after the calculation, the value of a plus b, the results will be transferred to the register R1, while data will be stored or written in the permanent process. In step 8, it indicates the end of the execution of the instruction by generating end signals. This indicates completion of execution of the current instruction and causes a new phase cycle to be started by going back to step 1. So these all are the steps you used to execute the following instructions or the given instructions. So in the last but list, hardware control unit and the microprogram control unit. These are two things we're going to discuss. So in the hardware control unit means the control hardware can be viewed as a state machine that changes from one state to another in every clock cycle, depending on the contents of the instruction register, the condition codes and the external inputs. The outputs of the state machine are the control signals, and the sequence of the operation carried out by this machine is determined by the wiring of the logic elements and hence named as hardware. That means the control unit is a major unit in your processor. So these unit have two types. One is your hardware control and another one is your microprogram control. So hardware control means all the control signals are generated by using the hardware circuit. That means here now the hardware circuit is nothing, is the finite sequence logical gates are there, or it is a sequential circuit logic gates there. So all the logic gates are connected in the sequential manner. That means output of one latch acts as input of another latch. So these are the circuits are connected in the finite or you can say it is in the sequential form. So data or the signals are generated according to the behavior of that logic gates, and according to that the control unit controls the entire process. So the entire thing is that this control unit is controlled by the hardware circuits. So this is the block diagram. First is your instruction register opcode, that means what in the operational code or operators or instruction, because opcode means operator, right? The operational code, plus minus, these are operational code, and the address field, that means this address field contains the address of this corresponding operational code. Next is your instruction decoder. The instruction decoder means what? Instruction decoder means it is used to decoding your instruction. Next, it moves to the control signal generation matrix, control signals for other computer units, and here the external signals is there. Next, control state generator, flags and variables. Flags and variables means these are the numbers used as a 0 and 1, the flags values. Next, control state register, timing unit, regular signal from quartz generator, the timing unit creates a timing signal. Next, control state generator, that means it holds the status of the next instruction. And control signal generation matrix, control signals for other computer. So these are overall the hardware circuit block diagram. So hardware control unit, it contains the finite circuits or the sequential circuits of the different latches, that means the gates, AND gate, NAND gate, the AND gates are there. So that values are whatever the value generated from that circuit, through that you can use by using that value the control unit control the entire process. Next is your, these are the hardware control unit. Fixed logic circuit that correspond directly to the Boolean expression are used to generate the control signals. Hardware control is faster than microprogram control, and a controller that uses this approach can operate at high speed. RISC architecture is based on hardware control unit, that means reduced instruction cycle for computing is based on hardware control unit. That means here the fixed logic circuits are used. Whatever I'm saying, the finite sequence of the logic gates are used here. Next is your microprogram control unit. It is a purely software basis, and the previous hardware control unit is purely the hardware basis. The microprogram control unit, the control signals associated with operations are stored in special memory units inaccessible by the programmer as control words. Control signals are generated by a program as similar to machine language programs. Microprogram control unit is slower in speed because of the time it takes to fetch micro instruction from the control memory. So here microprogram is control unit, that means control unit control the interface process through the some software codes, that is the microprogram. What do you mean the microprogram? Now microprogram contains the micro instruction. Here is that what are the micro instruction? In the chapter 2 we have discussed about the 1 instruction register, 2 instruction register. In that case we are using some the codes like the add, load, LOD load, or the add or load, or move, MOV move. So that these are the micro instructions, and these micro instructions are used in the microprogram control unit. And this microprogram control unit is slower in speed because of the time it takes to fetch micro instructions from the control memory. So these are the block diagram of the microprogram control and this control store microprograms. This is a decoder that is used to decoding your microprograms. Then the micro instruction address register, and from the main memory, that instruction register, that means opcode and address, and micro instruction address generation unit, that is state inform executive units, and operation part control address, that is a micro instruction register, and decoder DC1 DC. So these are the microprogram control unit, and this microprogram is built through some micro instructions are there. So what are the micro instructions? Now micro instruction nothing. Example as MOV move, then your load LOD load, then R8 DDR. So these are the micro instructions are there. So next is your control. That some terms are used in the microprogram control. The control word. A control word is a word whose individual bits represent various control signals. Microroutine, a sequence of control words corresponding to the control sequence of a machine instruction, constitute the microroutine for that. A micro instruction individual control words in this microroutine are referred to as micro instructions. So microprogram control unit purely basically on the software. So in the last we have already summarized that the hardware control unit creates the hardware signals or generate the hardware signal. By using that signal, the control unit control the entire process. Where in the other hand, the microprogram, it is a totally software basis, and it generates some codes. That generates some codes through which or generates some signal through by using some micro instruction through which the control unit control the entire process. So next is your microprogram little bit slower than the hardware unit, because microprogram control though the instruction are fetch. So that's why there's some times required to fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, then the signal will be generated. Clear? So that's why it takes some little bit more time compared to the hardware unit. Next is if you compare the cost basis, hardware control unit has the more cost compared to the microprogram control unit. Next you discuss about the compatibility. Sometimes the hardware units are not as compatible with your systems, but there is no problem in case of the microprogram control unit, because it's based on the micro instructions are there. Okay. So thank you. This is all about your chapter 3. So next class we are going to discuss about the chapter 4 memory system. Thank you to all.